Hi, boys and girls. I thought I'd just hang out on the couch today because sometimes when I read, I like to get really comfy, and I'm sure you like to do that too. And Harrison is here, and we have to find out what happened to Phoebe's watch. So let's read to find out. After free time, Mr. E said something that curled my toes and wiggled my whiskers. Folks, it's almost Halloween. While we have the art supplies out, why don't we just decorate the room? Eek, I squeaked. All I could think of was the leering orange pumpkins someone put close to my cage last year. Boing, 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 boing. Og sounded as alarmed as I was, but my friends were happy and excited about Halloween. Let's give our decorations some pizzazz. We want the ghostliest ghosts and the goriest goblins, the creepiest creeps, and the weirdest witches. Mr. E's red hair seemed to shine a little brighter. I felt a shiver and a quiver. Let's make it the most haunted Halloween ever, he added. I just couldn't look. I dashed into my sleeping house, but I didn't sleep a wink. I couldn't stop thinking about Phoebe. Finally, I understood why she was so forgetful, but I didn't have a clue about how to help her. Also, there were some eerie sounds going on in the classroom. I heard a ghostly "ooh." Then I heard a ghastly laugh like a witch and a fur-raising howl. Halloween was turning into Howl-a-ween. Get it? I finally had to take a peek outside. Luckily, I didn't see any ghosts or goblins, just my friends drawing and coloring and cutting paper. So I went back into my sleeping house again, and this time I really did take a nap. Later in the afternoon, Mr. E announced that he had a letter from Mrs. Brisbane. I dashed out of my sleeping hut and climbed up high in my cage so I could see and hear everything. Pay attention now, Og, I told my froggy friend. There may be some clues. Og hopped up on a rock and was very quiet. Dear class, I hope you are all doing well, Mr. E read. I miss you all, but everyone here is very nice and they've got me on my feet. My days are a whirl and they say I'm performing very well. Please be kind to your substitute teacher and to one another. Fondly, Mrs. Brisbane. My friends all applauded when Mr. E was finished. Did you hear that? I asked Og. She must be learning to dance. She said she's performing and she's up on her feet. Og didn't know anything about ballet, and it was hard to explain to him. After school, when the classroom was empty except for Og and me, I took out my notebook and I looked at my list of clues. I took my little pencil and added 2 more. Clue number 6. Mrs. Brisbane is on her feet and in a whirl. Clue number 7. She is performing very well. Mrs. Brisbane definitely must be at ballet school. I had plenty of clues, but they didn't help me understand why Mrs. Brisbane would leave the class and learn ballet, especially when all the problems my friends were having. That's really weird, isn't it, boys and girls? And I didn't know how one small hamster, me, could solve their problems all by myself. I had helped Kelsey. She hadn't bumped into anyone all week, and I'd heard her telling her friends about ballet class. On the other paw, Hurry Up Harry seemed to have forgotten everything Mrs. Brisbane had taught him about getting back to class on time. Tell the Truth Thomas was stretching the truth farther and farther every day and losing friends. And even though I knew why Forgetful Phoebe was so forgetful, I couldn't think of what to do about it. It was still a mystery to me why Mr. E didn't do a little more teaching. After all, he was a teacher. He needed help too. It was quiet in the room now, so quiet I could hear the big clock on the wall tick away the seconds. Tick, 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 tick. I wish that the clock would stop, 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 because it reminded me of Phoebe's watch. Og, I sure wish I could find Phoebe's watch, I squeaked to my friend. Suddenly, Og wasn't quiet anymore. Boing, 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 he twanged. You're right, I said. I should find it. Boing? must find it. Say it with me, boys and girls. Boing, boing. I will find it. I stomped my paw. Boing, boing, twang. Og splashed around in his water. Now I just had to figure out how to do it. All right, Humphrey's detectionary. One mystery, like what happened to your teacher, can lead to another mystery, like why the substitute teacher isn't really teaching. All right, we'll continue later.